What's up guys, Nick here, and today we're going to be talking about the best gym defenders in Pokemon Go. Just a heads up, we will be doing this whenever a huge update in Pokemon releases, but for now, these Pokemon are relevant to the current metagame. I also won't be going as in depth since this will make the video too long, so if you're interested, please click on the links below and it'll redirect you to our website, and over there you can kind of read more in depth to see what influenced our decisions. So first up in Tier 1, we have Snorlax, Lapras, and Dragonite. These Pokemon are elite defenders in essentially all situations and carry favorable matchups against the widest possible range of attackers. If they have a weakness, it is exploitable only by a very small number of relatively rare Pokemon. So first up, we have Snorlax. Snorlax is a consistently strong defender with impressive stats. His mere presence deters attackers, and has the ability to learn Zen Headbutt, a psychic move that counters his only weakness, fighting type. Next up, we have Lapras. Lapras has high base stats, packs a punch, and matches up favorably against a vast number of popular attackers. And finally in Tier 1, we have Dragonite. Dragonite is a strong defender versus Vaporeon, has the highest base stats of any Pokemon currently available, and has resistances to the most popular attackers. So that's it for Tier 1, now on to Tier 1.5. So up next in Tier 1.5, we have Slowbro, Poliwrath, Exeggutor, and Wigglytuff. These Pokemon are the best defenders of their type, and carry a similar number of favorable matchups as the top tiers. They defend well against many of the most common high-quality Pokemon. However, they are less overwhelmingly dominant in their favorable matchups, or they have a weakness that is exploitable by multiple species of more easily attained Pokemon. So first up in Tier 1.5, we have Slowbro. Slowbro has decent stats, ideal typing for the current metagame, and his psychic moves punish all attackers regardless of type. Although he has type advantages to Bug, Electric, Ghost, and Dark, these are easily overcome due to the lack of elite attackers of those types. Next up, we have Exeggutor. Exeggutor is currently the best counter to Vaporeon, and in addition, since he has psychic moves, they punish all attackers regardless of type. He also has decent base stats. However, his biggest counter is Arcanine. And finally in Tier 1.5, we have Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff's typing makes it difficult for her to be exploited by attackers, and her fairy type moves counter Dragonite. She is very much like a mini Snorlax. In Tier 2, we have Vaporeon, Venusaur, and Omastar. These Pokemon are high-quality gym defenders with a plentiful array of favorable matchups. However, they are not as dominant as other Pokemon of their type, or they have well-known and ready available counters. Vaporeon. Vaporeon defends well against anything that doesn't directly type counter her. She is easy to attain and has overall high base stats, especially her high HP. Next up, we have Venusaur. Venusaur is the ultimate hard counter to water and rock ground type Pokemon. She has decent base stats and deals well against various counters such as Arcanine and Flareon. Omastar has great type matchups against multiple elite attackers such as Lapras and Dragonite. He also has double resistance to fire. Unfortunately, his double resistance to grass does make him punishable by elite grass attackers such as Venusaur and Vileplume. And in Tier 3, we have Arcanine, Vileplume, and Hypno. These Pokemon are solid gym defenders, but they possess at least one critical flaw or broad weakness. They maintain the ability to optimally fill a defensive role in the right gym composition. Arcanine. Arcanine has a high attack and will easily destroy any Pokemon that doesn't resist fire. Unfortunately, fire is a terrible defensive type in Pokemon Go, getting run over by Pokemon such as Vaporeon, Blastoise, or Slowbro. Vileplume. Vileplume does exactly what Venusaur, but just a little worse. This is due to her lower effective health, and that this is not quite compensated enough by her slightly increased attack stat. And finally in Tier 3, Hypno. Hypno benefits from the largely unresisted stab combination of Confusion and Psychic. However, despite winning so many matchups, his subpar base stats still hold him back. In Tier 4, we have Charizard, Muk, Victory Bell, Gyarados, Dugong, Clefable, and Golduck. These Pokemon are niche fillers with at least one very important type advantage or favorable matchup. They're usually only in situational gym compositions or in defending against particular higher tier attackers. The job is always done more optimally in a less exploitable way by different Pokemon in a higher tier. And finally, we have Tier 5, which consists of Golem, Rhydon, Blastoise, Tentacruel, Nidoqueen, and Nidoking. These are Pokemon with some good matchups and base stats, but have a poor typing or moveset that leaves them easily exploited by common attackers. They're still mentioned here as being generally worthwhile and superior to unlisted Pokemon. So that is it for our Gym Defenders tier list. If you guys have any questions or concerns of how we rated them, please leave us a comment below asking us a question. Also make sure to check out our website, pokemongo.gamepress.gg, where you'll see the written version of this Gym Defenders tier list, along with a more descriptive description for each Pokemon listed. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.